Hi everybody, I'm Bill Sanders and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today what I want to do is to talk about the 2021 Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève. What I want to do is talk about it in terms of certain kinds of categories. And these are not the categories that they have. They're categories that sort of trying to group watches that are judged on a similar thing. The first group are the ones that the emphasis is primarily on the outside. Even though the inside can play a role, you have the ladies, the iconic artistic crafts and jewelry that are mainly judged by the way they look in some respect. The iconic is one. I'm not. It's one I'm sure they want to have, but essentially it's one that if you look like a watch that's been around for a while, and I'm not even sure why they have that, but they do. The ladies' watches, they can use quartz if they want in those. Same with a jewelry watch, and so but the emphasis is not on the what's inside, even though some of them have really great watches. I mean, some ladies' watches, especially, some of them have some excellent movements inside, but that's not the emphasis. The emphasis is more on external things. Artistic crafts. Now, artistic crafts, again, you have something on the outside that's important, but this year, the MB&F had this incredible watch with these engravings and so forth, but then they had a horology behind it. So that's sort of a outlier, you might say, in terms of what's going on. Now, to me, there are groups that really have where you really start finding some good horology. I mean, in fact, excellent horology. Ladies' complication, there are more really interesting kinds of modules and complications and even entire movements in these ladies' complications than you may realize. For example, this year's winner had an Agenor complication in it for the retrograde and the jumping hour. Very nice watch. The men's generally are sort of an all-around some kind of quality to them that is primarily on the inside. And same thing with mechanical exception. Hey, this isn't to say that, you have two watches and one's ugly and one's not, and they both have the same kinds of complications, that the one that looks better may not get the nod. I probably would. Men's complications is another one. Tourbillon. At the 2021, one guy mentioned that most of the Grand Prix grand prizes went to watches with tourbillons more than anything else, and I believe it. The calendars and astronomy watches, it's another one. You can have, there's been some, more than just a moon phase. This year's winner, for example, Christian Vanderklaw has a whole planetary system. Some other ones where horology is the main thing is the chronograph category. Aiguille d'Or, I've never seen a grand prize winner that wasn't having something interesting horologically about it. This one, I think, was a perpetual calendar and the Bulgari. The innovation prize generally has something really interesting. An interesting horologically. This year, Lediger won. In fact, I thought he should have won the whole enchilada because his stuff is just fabulous, horologically speaking. But anyway, he did win the innovation prize, and it's clearly innovation. This next group is more of what I'll call affordable watches, the diver watches, petite aiguille, challenge watch. Some divers can get pretty expensive. The petite aiguille and the challenge, they have to be under a certain price, under 10,000 Swiss francs for the petite aiguille, and also under 4,000, I think, for the challenge watches. So these also in the challenge category, and possibly the petite aiguille, they allow smart watches, and they also allow, I think, some quartz watches. So, but usually the ones that win are some kind of basic mechanical watch that's going on, and you can see that here. The diver category they used to have a category called the sports category, and I wish they'd bring that back because there's more to it. I mean, where would a sports watch go? I mean, for example, a pilot's watch, or a some kind of other, like a yachtsman's watch, or a motorsports watch. There are all kinds of other sports that where watches are identified with that they don't seem to have a home yet, or they got to bring back the sports watches, something like that. This this final category is these are categories that you don't enter into. The horological revelation, sometimes some of these watches are just masterpieces of horology. This year's was not a masterpiece of horology, but it was a nice little watch a couple guys did. Last year, the Peterman, Bidet and Peterman, boy, those were just, I mean, really important horology. Audacity watches are all over the map. They're doing something different, and I like that. I mean, they're really sort of, whether or not a snake crawling through a skull is something that is that, but they do something really different, and I like the Audacity category. But in looking at the winners, it's a very easy to say, nah, well, they're just, they're all, they know somebody, and that's how come they won. I don't think that's right. I mean, to some extent, they're set up for the business, for the watch business. I mean, there are the Oscars, and the same way that the Oscars are to promote movies, these are to promote luxury watches, and I think they do a good job. And if your watch doesn't win, and mine often haven't, there's some other things going on. But anyway, let me hear what you think. I'm really interested in what you have to say, and to set me straight on these things. It's an opportunity to subscribe if you like. And until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Side, the art and science of watch collection.